prospecting. I'm out to do a quote today on a bit of a job on a guy's house. He's a good mate of mine, and he also has private property. It's an old goldfield. So I'm heading there now, do the quote, see what he wants me to do, and then do a little bit of digging in his creek and have a wander around and have a bit of a look. So we'll see how we go. Cheers guys. Yeah, I've got smudge with me. Okay, here I am at my mate's block. I've done about 10 test pans just mucking around looking for stuff. This is the creek. It's pretty dry, except I was high banking here with me trommel in the original Trommelgeddon video, and over here heaps of mozzies, no leeches, gravel bar on the inside. That's testing about here, it's testing 1. Over there it was testing 2 or 3. A bit further down the bank it was testing 4 or 5 specks. In the centre here, where this trail comes in, right down here, just off the edge, it was testing 4 or 5. Over here was bigger gold, bigger bits, but again only about 4 or 5. Tested around the outside, not much, like 2 micros. Tested up in the bank, nothing. Tested over there, just on the edge, nothing. Along here, just starting to test along here on this edge here, and just off the bank, just got a decent pan that had a few micros in it. So where are we? Okay, we'll turn around, there we go. Hope you can see those. There's about maybe 15 in there, something like that. Maybe a little bit of mercury as well down there in that corner. Always get mercury when you start digging down deep here, but that's the best test pan of the day. So, and I brought all my buckets, so I'm going to have a go at filling a few buckets up with some classified material to take home, and just see how we go. But I've always got the chance to come here at any point in time that I want to. For me mate, he's like not bothered at all. So while this pool's still got some water in it and it's starting to test okay, might have to come back with the trommel and a mate and see if we can set it up over there so it discharges back into here and pump out of here, discharge back in. It's going to be a mud hole, but there's not much water in many of these holes along this creek. I've done a bit of a walk, so we'll just keep going here. I've now sort of testing the clay bottom, just scraping it off. I'm going to get my Yabby pump and try and Yabby pump along in a section where I've just dug it out and see if I can get something over there. With the Yabby pump, suck it off the bottom, see how we go. Next test pan, where you can see that little stick poking up just over there, that was Yabby pumped from there up to the corner. So from that little stick to here, and just Yabby pumped. And we've got, I think, about 5 in that. So hang on, try and get the shit back. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 of those bits might even be mercury, but we've got a bit in there. We're going to keep testing. I was working this hole ages ago. I dug all the way along this bank here and dug it out a bit. Ended up with about 0.28, I think, for a day running the trommel, but it was more about testing the trommel up here. So anyway, I might set you up and let you watch a few. You got flies on your nose. You banging into the thorns, did you? Typical. Alright. Okay. Been doing test pans everywhere. But I've just, right under this bush here, there's a heap of big rocks. I can't even get me bloody shovel in there, but I just yabby pumped it. Just off the bottom, where in between all the big rocks that I could feel with my yabby pump. And that so far is the pan of the day. That's good. It's got some bigger, chunkier, reefy bits. And it's got to be at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, at least 20, 25 specks in there. So that's pretty respectable. So I think I'm going to do some classifying of buckets by yabby pump in the centre. And then we'll start looking at other deposits. But that is not a bad pan in anyone's book, especially when it's a spot that is purely mainly micro stuff. So pretty good, and I can't see any silvery ones yet, but I bet you we'll find it. Anyway, I'm going to set you up now. Cheers guys. Smudgy's having fun playing in the puddle. Trying to keep him right here because it is snake country and it is snake time. So hopefully no snakes. Haven't seen one yet. All good. Cheers. Alright, we're going to do some yabby pumping at the bottom. And run it through our homemade stainless steel classifier. And we'll see what we get. Feel around, you can feel the big rocks. I'm going to try and pick them out. Give them a wash off. Throw them up the embankment. Put my extension on so I don't have to bend over so far. And also to help it out, bust this clay up, I've chucked a few big rocks in this classifier. God knows when the last flood came through, probably about 6 months ago. You get a lot of little mini floods. Used at the base of the mountain range. And as you can see, I'm leaving all that in there, so it helps bust the clay up. And we'll go from there. Let's do a quick test pen, see where we're up to. I'll leave you there for a sec. Over here. Let's see. You stay there, Smudge. Alright, yabby pump. Rocks, still feel rocks, more rocks, more rocks, more rocks. Oh, a bit of gravel. Alright, come down this way. Move, Smudge. You're lucky you can't smell this creek, I'll tell you what. It's pretty rank. At least this hole where I have been before with the trawl, is still got gold in it, and it's a lot shallower. Last time I was here it was way too deep, it was sort of up to my knees, and I didn't have any waders, so I just had to skirt the edge and keep reaching out with a shovel to try and get in the center. But yeah, the water level's got the fit. Let's see what we can find in this test pit. I was quite adamant I was going to get here and there was going to be no water in this creek, and most of the other holes are dry, but this one having a half decent clay bottom, still has water in it. Set you up over here so you can see it. And as you can see, it's not very deep. Mind you, just here there's a spot that's full of silt, and I tell you what, I sunk up to my knee in 1 foot. So as you can see, blue clay. Some of it doesn't have gravel, some of it does. I'm trying to only sort of suck where I can feel gravels. So we'll find out whether anything is in this one. I'm trying to pan in the one same spot, so that way I don't sort of pan back over my own dig zone. So, and I did test pan over here, and there's nothing over here, not even a micro. So on the outside bend at the end of this, there's nothing. Smudge, don't you dare knock that camera in the water. I'll kill you. Not really, but I'll be angry. I tried using my high banker here once, but because of the clay, it's way too hard, whereas the trommel tends to smash it up a bit and deals with the clay a hell of a lot better. So, as you can see, the limestone content in that, there is heaps of it. So, let's see what's in this test pan. It's going to be hard to beat that pan of the day, because that had at least 25 specks in it, and some of them were bigger flakes. So yeah, there's gold in that. Don't know if it's as much as the last one, but cleaning back a bit. Right, if this was Parker Snarble, I'll tell you what, he'd be mining this. 20 bits. A lot of super fines, but a couple of chunky bits. So okay, all that stuck in there. Hopefully you can see this up here. That's not too bad. That's just Yabby pumped off the clay. So let's keep going. Fill up a few tubs and take it home. Cheers. Okay, I'm still going. I've classified one bucket of material, and I'm still going, and I'm basically been test panning as I go. I've been test panning along that edge there. Yeah, you get about 4 or 5 micros. Test pan along this edge here, you get about 6, 7 micros. But right down the guts of it, where all the big rocks are laying, is where I've been mainly concentrating on, because every time I do a test pan from there, I end up with something like that. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'm not sure how many bits are in there, but I'd say it's probably at least 15, 20, maybe more. But yeah, it's getting there. There's not many holes that have got water, because I just did another walk down the creek. There's another hole about, I don't know, 100 metres that way. There's another hole probably 75 metres up that way that's got a bit of water, but they're all pretty shallow. So anyway, I'll keep sucking the bottom here. I'm going to go over there where the rocks sort of stop, and do a test pan right there and see whether we can, or there basically, see if we can still get a decent speck count over there. And if we can, we'll just keep taking the whole centre piece and sucking all the gravels out. At least when you suck the gravels out, you can then feel where the big rocks are. And if there's big rocks sitting on big rocks, then you can pick them out. But if they're sitting on the clay bottom, it's not much point trying to pick the big rocks out of the clay bottom, because it's only the clay bottom and you'll just get that top centimetre that may have something. And that's why I'm yabby pumping it, not shoveling it, because I can't even get a shovel in there. It's that packed with big rocks, or big rocks, like I'm saying, big rocks. That one. That's about the average size in here. So anyway, we'll keep going and yeah, try and get at least 3 buckets of gravel done. I think it's about 2:30 now. I'm going to be here till probably about 5. So we'll just keep having a crack at it and try and fill up these 3 buckets with a bit of concentrates. So I'm actually going to do a bit of a test pan on the edge there. Just going to shovel it, do a test pan, see how we go. We'll test that out. So anyway, I'll put you up over here. Hopefully smudge won't knock you flying. Move, smudge. Move. Is it? Okay. You can see this material pretty gluggy, a lot of ironstone, so we'll give it a crack just here and see whether we can get anything to come out. But definitely going to have to organise a mate to come up, don't know which one yet, and we're going to set the trommel up while there's still water in this hole and at least run the trommel, because it cleans clay up really well. It's got to be better than hand panning and shoveling all this shit. So plus the more material you can move in a day, and the trommel deals with clay very well. It doesn't seem to block up, depending on what matting I put in it, obviously. But last time I was here, it did quite well. But I was only really shoveling along the high part of the bank because this hole was too deep for me to get into too deep. So now that it's the water level's dropped and the rest of the creek is dry, it might pay. Is that your stick, is it? It might pay to come back and try and clean up the inside edge where this clay layer is and see what we can come up with. It's a fair hike out here to my mate's joint, but it's not big chunks of gold. It is an old historic goldfield, but his property is basically ground central where the goldfield is. There's some hard rock mines upstream from here, but this is a very tidal creek. Well, not tidal creek, but a seasonal creek. It doesn't hold a lot of water in summer, but I am lucky enough that my mate's got a decent dam here as well, so we can at least pan in that, or set the trommel up there and just take buckets from here, load them into the ute, take them to his dam and run them. So, but let's have a look, see what we can get out of this one. I've already Yabby pumped this end, so I'm naming this creek today Stinky Hollow. It's pretty well on the nose at the moment, and it's a bit pongy. So it's either that or Frog Spawn Creek. Well, not a lot in that, along that edge there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 tiny micros and 2 little fly poos right up here. So one there, fly poos, and then a heap of little micros. So maybe if we come back for trommel, then you could actually afford to shovel all that straight through, because the trommel deals with the shovel in about, 30 seconds flat. So, but yeah, that's confirming. There's like 5 little micros and 2 little fly poos. So, but it is there. It is in that edge. Anyway, finish this bucket off. Okay, still haven't finished that bucket. It's nearly there. This one's 3/4 full. That one's nearly 3/4 full. So hopefully, but I just did a snuffer dump, and you don't get a lot of black sand here, but that's not too bad. For they were basically all just test pans. I've been doing like 3 classifiers full, and then doing a test pan, then doing another 3 classifiers, and then test pans. So, and a heap of test pans this morning, trying to work out where it was going. So we found the sort of pay streaks down the centre, where all the big boulders are, and the clay at the bottom. So that's not bad for a little smile. No big chunky gold here, a lot of fine stuff, but at least it's here. So, and being private access, I'm allowed here anytime. Okay, back at home, gold's cleaned up. I'm just about to pop it into the dryer, into the pot on the stove, dry it off, give it a wait. There's not a lot in there. That is a small pan, small 1 lap pan, whatever it is, the 10-inch. But yeah, enjoyable day. Always get something while you're there, but it's very fine. Anyway, okay, back at home, cleaned up the gold. Time for the weigh-in. There's not a lot there, as you can see, but it's always very fine gold you get up there. So that was just out of the test pans, and I've still got 3 buckets of cons to go through, so of classified material. Let's see. Anyone like to have a guess? 0.06? .11 of a gram, so 1/10 of a gram. Sad but true, but I had fun. It was good catching up with me mate, and you can't beat private access. Anyway, thanks guys. Andy, Poverty Prospecting, over and out.